Welcome to today's show. My name is John. As always, you can subscribe to the show on iTunes or follow the links to social media in the podcast show notes. Remember, this show is completely free and independent. All I ask is that you jump over to iTunes and give me a review. Today's movie is the second in the Billy Jack series. It is named simply Billy Jack 1971. This movie, though now dated, taps into the anti-establishment vibes of the late 60s and early 70s. Billy Jack was set up as the protector of the meek, but in reality he was as cavalier with the use of force as the people he railed against. Actors. We have several actors that we have covered before, and most of them were from episode 72, The Born Losers, 1967. These include Tom Laughlin playing the lead role as Billy Jack, Delores Taylor as the head of the Indian school, Gene Roberts and Billy Jack's true love, Laughlin and Robert's daughter, Teresa Kelly, played student Carol, and Susan Foster played student Cindy. Kenneth Tobey, who we discussed in episode 59, The Great Locomotive Chase, 1956, played Deputy Mike. Deputy Mike was an abusive, horse-shooting, murdering a-hole. On a lighter note, Howard Hesseman was in the role of a drama teacher. Hesseman was an improv performer and character actor until Billy Jack 1971, when he gained more attention. He is probably best known as Dr. Johnny Fever, the perpetually high anti-disco DJ on the television show WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978-82. Hesseman was in many cult movies, including Silent Movie 1976 and This Is Spinal Tap 1984. He was on another television series called Head of the Class from 1986 to 1990. In 1990, he was replaced by comedian Billy Connolly. Following this show, he hit the television circuit. Veteran character actor Bert Freed played old man Mr. Stuart Posner, who ruled the town with money and power. In the 50s and 60s, Freed played all the tough roles: sheriffs, detectives, mean small-towners, and gangsters. The sci-fi crowd may remember him as the police chief in Invaders from Mars, 1953. Freed had a tiny role in the Great War film 12 O'Clock High, 1949, another war movie with Halsey Montezuma, 1951, in a film noir Where the Sidewalks End, 1950, a pain-in-the-butt sergeant in Take the High Ground, 1953, a sergeant in the anti-war Paths of Glory, 1957, Western Hang 'em High, 1968, as a henpecked husband in the dystopian film Wild in the Streets, 1968, a rich townsman in Billy Jack, 1971, and a doctor in Evel Knievel, 1971. Freed moved into television and retired in 1981. He died in 1994. Story. The movie begins with Sheriff Cole, Clark Howitt, driving to Deputy Mike's, Kenneth Tobey's, house. Cole tells Mike that they have found his runaway daughter, but Mike says he can't go because Stuart Posner, Bert Freed, has requested him to go illegally hunt wild mustangs to sell to the dog food companies.
When?
Now.
Oh, I can't. Damn it, Posner just called and told me to be out at Box Canyon in half an hour.
It's illegal for anyone to hunt wild mustang, Mike, especially a deputy sheriff. You know that.
I know. I also know that when Posner says jump, a lot of people in this town have to jump, including me.
So you see their stinkers right off. The scene switches to the mounted men chasing a herd of horses until they are corralled. Mr. Posner orders his son, Bernard, David Roya, to shoot the first horse. Bernard can't do it, much to the disgust of his father. As Deputy Mike prepares to shoot, the wind changes, and Billy Jack, Tom Laughlin, rides up in his Uncle Joe hat and denim outfit, complete with black t-shirt and cowperson boots. Billy Jack tells him they are illegally hunting on Indian land. They have a John Wayne-style standoff, complete with the cocking of a Winchester rifle taken from episode 61, Stagecoach 1939.
We got the law here, Billy Jack.
When policemen break the law, then there isn't any law. Just a fight for survival.
Billy Jack shoots the stock off a few guns as men reach for them. The men wisely drop their guns and leave. Gene Roberts, Delores Taylor, narrates the story of Billy Jack, a half-Indian Green Beret war hero that has turned his back on white civilization and returned to the reservation to study the old ways, which was what a lot of people's goals were in the early 1970s. Cole brings Mike's daughter, Barbara, Julie Webb, back to the house. Barbara tells her father that she is pregnant and doesn't know the race of the father.
Not because of hepatitis, because of the baby.
What baby?
The it baby. I'm pregnant.
You're what?
Pregnant.
I've been expecting this. How long?
Maybe 6 weeks.
All right. Where's the father?
Where's the father? That's funny. I don't even know who the father is.
Mike eventually beats her senseless. It's not clear if she ran away or if her father dumped her, but Billy Jack finds the beaten girl laying by a lake the next morning. Billy Jack has Sheriff Cole come to the doctor's office where they hatch a plan to hide the girl at the Freedom Indian School. The 15-year-old Barbara is taken to the school by the sheriff, and Billy Jack arrives in his trademark Jeep. Gene narrates the school is open to kids of any race, and they can come and go as they please, as long as they follow 3 rules. No drugs, carry your own load, and create something important to you or your culture. Barbara is given a tour and ends up in the improv class. When she says she can't participate because she is pregnant, the others don't judge and she is hooked. In the role they play, she is giving birth to the new Messiah, and they need a sign. The sign is the Black Power clenched fist. The kids at the school sing and perform during meals. During the singing, an Indian boy, Martin, Stan writes, asks if he can be Billy's assistant during the coming ceremony.
When you go through that ceremony to be a brother to the snake, do you let the rattlesnake bite you?
Mm-hmm.
Over and over?
Mm-hmm.
Could I be your apprentice and help learn the purification part?
In order to be an apprentice, you have to be able to strip yourself of your greed and your ego trips in order to let the spirit enter into you.
My grandmother's a Kachina. They say the Spider Woman came and worked through my grandfather. He was a medicine man.
You believe in the spirit?
One night when I was a boy, one came and left the bow and arrows on my bed.
Most people think that's a bunch of crap.
I don't.
After questioning him about his beliefs, Billy accepts Martin. Gene is concerned that when the students go into town, there will be trouble with locals. You think? Gene says that the town's fear of Billy Jack protects the school. So in the morning, the kids head off to the town in their Ken Kesey-style party bus, singing and clapping and drawing lots of attention. Some of the Indian kids go to an ice cream shop that doesn't serve Indians. Bernard and his hulking friend Dinosaur, John McClure, follow them in and decide to make them white by pouring flour on their heads.
Hey, hold it. Come on, you guys. There's no need for all this violence. It's a simple problem, really. Harry, look, I know you worked hard to own your own store, and you feel you should have a right to serve wherever you want to, right?
Right.
Okay. What, little Miss up yours here feels if she wants you to serve her non-white friends, well, you damn well better serve her non-white friends. That doesn't sound like an insurmountable problem. Hey, Dinosaur, bring me some of that flour over there.
I've never yet figured out why there was an open barrel of flour in an ice cream store. They also punch Martin, sending him to the ground. Out in the square, Billy Jack pulls up in his trusty Jeep. Bernard sends for his father. Billy Jack checks on the Indian kids and then beats the men involved and throws Dinosaur out the window.
Bernard, I want you to know that I try. When Jean and the kids at the school tell me that I'm supposed to control my violent temper and be passive and nonviolent like they are, I try. I really try. Little girl who is so special to us that we call her God's little gift of sunshine. And I think of the number of years she's going to have to carry in her memory the savagery of this idiotic moment of yours. I just go bitch.
A hand is shown removing the distributor cap off Billy Jack's Jeep. Billy Jack takes off his boots and socks. When he walks into the park, town men slowly surround him until he is in a circle of about 15 people. Mr. Posner shows up and tells Billy Jack that he has made a mistake. At this part of the movie are a few of the greatest lines in cinema, right up there with, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." These lines are, "Watch his feet, he can kill you with his feet." "You really think those Green Beret karate tricks are going to help you against all these boys?" And, "I'm going to take this right foot and I'm going to whop you on the side of your face, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it."
Big Indian chief. So special, so above the law. You think you can do just as you please. I told you you'd make a mistake and I'd be waiting.
Watch his feet, man. He can kill you with his feet.
He can do anything he wants with his feet. Really think those Green Beret karate tricks gonna help you against all these boys?
Well, it doesn't look to me like I really have any choice, now does it?
That's right, you don't.
You know what I think I'm gonna do then? Just for the hell of it.
Tell me.
I'm gonna take this right foot, and I'm gonna whop you on that side of your face. And you wanna know something? There's not a damn thing you're gonna be able to do about it.
Really?
Really?
The fight begins when Billy Jack throws a right leg outside crescent kick and hits Posner on the right cheek. This fight sequence is something that should be watched and studied in slow motion. The extras take full kicks to the face and shoulders, so there's that, but it's also just so darn well choreographed. Eventually, the group gets the advantage on Billy Jack and beats him senseless until Sheriff Cole arrives and stops him. Martin falls from a horse and breaks his leg. Barbara and Martin are drawing closer together. Cole, Deputy Mike, and Posner come and search the Freedom School looking for Barbara. Billy Jack takes Barbara to the old cliff dwellings where he is living with a medicine man. The city council has a meeting about limiting the number of kids that can come into town. The kids from the school riot and the meeting breaks down.
OK Corrales.
Respect this meeting enough to give your proper name.
My proper name is OK Corrales. Do you have something against Mexicans?
OK wants to speak.
I don't
Let
see
OK
any on the
speak.
board.
OK. Do you have anything else to say, Mr. Corrales?
To speak to the resolution, it opposes not only the spirit but the letter of the Constitution and many state and federal laws, and it's something that you all ought to consider before you even bother sending it to the city attorney.
Gene invites the council members to come to the school and see what they do. The council members come to the school and are taken in by what is going on there. Gene takes Barbara to Billy Jack's snake ceremony. He lets a big rattler bite him multiple times. On the third day, Billy Jack rises at sunrise and gives some crazy rambling speech about the Indian traditions being what the young whites are looking for.
The time is now when the Indian will triumph.
He's still in the rapture of the vision. A great Indian holy man, Wovoka, is speaking through him.
You mean they had holy men like saints?
They sure did, and Wovoka was one of the greatest. Once even Christ appeared to him.
And the whole spiritual wisdom of the great holy men of the Indian tradition is now what the young people of the world are looking for.
Bernard and Dinosaur are watching the ceremony through a gun sight. The pair spot Barbara and Martin down by the stream. The next day, they ambush Martin in the paint store. Deputy Mike hits him with a pipe, but Gene and the girls come to his rescue. The teachers from the school go to town and do some street theater, and it almost goes badly wrong when the sheriff shows up. Bernard Posner takes one of the older girls from the school out to the lake where he cuts her bra off with a switchblade after she won't tell him where Barbara is hiding. They're sitting in his new convertible Corvette when Billy Jack and Gene show up.
You know what he reminds me of?
What?
A little monkey. Posner's little monkey, just running around trying to get in all the bananas.
Get your blouse and get out of here.
Will you look?
Probably. Go on, get your blouse.
They get the girl out of the car, and Billy Jack demands that Bernard drive the car into the lake. The actor David Roya actually drove the car into the lake instead of having a stuntman do it. Bert Freed chewed him out for doing the stunt, and Roya thought Freed was concerned for his safety, but it turned out he was concerned that a stuntman should have been paid for the work. Barbara's hanging around Martin, and she asks why he won't have sex with her. He says she isn't anybody's, and that he wants to love her for who she is and not for sex. Bernard is ashamed and waiting to ambush Billy Jack. He sees Jean nude sunbathing and heads down and rapes her. Jean is saved by Cindy, Susan Foster, one of the students from the school. Jean makes Cindy promise that she will not tell Billy Jack. Back at the school, Barbara falls from the horse and loses the baby. At the doctor's office, Billy Jack sees the glances and knows something is up. The doctor says the baby was white. They bury the child Indian style in the cliff dwellings. Deputy Mike and Posner confront the doctor about the race of the baby. The kids put on another show at the school where they sing the Star-Spangled Banner and beat a man for not standing up. Sheriff Cole blocks the road as Deputy Mike, Bernard, and several others try to attack the school. The group captures Martin and Cindy and want to exchange them for Barbara. Barbara agrees to go back. Cindy steals a gun out of one of the trucks to protect Martin.
Where is she? Where is she?
Leave him alone.
She can't pull that trigger.
You release that boy, I swear I'll shoot you.
Cindy has Martin drive away, but they get the gun from her, and Bernard chases Martin down and eventually murders him. At the same time, Billy Jack finds Cindy and Deputy Mike. They have a standoff, and he takes Cindy back to the school.
I said, where is Martin?
He got away.
Hold it! Now you drop that gun or I'll shoot her. I'm not going to ask you again.
You won't have to.
What?
I said shoot her.
You'd kill her just like that, huh?
You'll kill her. And then I'll kill you. Just like that.
When Barbara sees Martin's body, she runs back to the school. The gold Corvette was seen leaving the lake, so Sheriff Cole gives Posner 24 hours to bring in Bernard for the murder. Back at the school, Billy Jack gets the truth out of Jean about the rape. Billy Jack heads out to kill Bernard.
Please! We haven't crossed over that thin line yet, but if you kill Bernard, you'll be doing just what they want. Can't you see that? You just can't keep making your own laws. There's got to be one set of laws fair for everyone, including you.
That's fine. When that set of laws is fairly applied to everyone, then I'll turn the other cheek, too.
There's got to be a better way to change those people.
To change those people? You worked with King, didn't you?
Yes.
Where is he?
Dead.
And where's Bob and Jack Kennedy?
Dead.
Not dead. Their brains blown out. Because your people wouldn't even put the same controls on their guns as they do on their dogs, their bicycles, their cats, and their automobiles.
I don't care about all that. I just don't want you to go out and commit murder.
He finds Bernard in a hotel with a 13-year-old Indian girl. When Bernard shoots Billy Jack in the side, Billy Jack chops him in the throat and kills him. Cole delivers the search warrant to the school as Billy Jack sneaks Barbara out. Deputy Mike gets the jump on Billy Jack and begins firing at him and his own daughter Barbara. Billy Jack shoots Deputy Mike with one well-placed shot to the forehead. Barbara and Billy Jack hold up in the old church. Jean is sent in to try and talk him out while they wait for the governor's negotiator to arrive. Billy Jack defends the church until Barbara is wounded by gunfire.
Ceasefire! Fall back!
Okay. You can come out now.
I don't think I can. This tiny stuff's not all it's cracked up to be. Don't let them take me.
You don't even have a medicine bag, so how can it be your day to die?
He sends her out. Billy Jack finally agrees to surrender under 3 conditions. 1. Jean can run the Freedom School for the next 10 years. 2. Jean gets custody of Barbara. And 3. An annual press conference by the governor will be had to report on the school's progress. The terms are okayed by Washington, and Billy Jack surrenders. Billy Jack is handcuffed and driven away in a patrol car. The students of the Freedom School raise their hands in the Black Power salute, anointing Billy Jack as the new Messiah. Structural analysis. I tried not to do this, but I couldn't stop myself. Too many folklore classes. Some myths maintain that Jesus and Satan are God's children and twin brothers, like children of Zeus and Leto, Apollo and Artemis, like Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, Quetzalcoatl and Xolotl, Haitian Voodoo, Marasa and Jumeau, and so on. I couldn't help but notice that Billy Jack became brother to the snake, and, well, the snake represents Satan. Twin brothers? Maybe. Gene mentioned that the prophet Wovoka was visited by Christ. Billy Jack rose from his coma on the morning of the third day. His vision was about the failing of the modern church for whites, not dissimilar to Jesus' message about the Jewish religion of his time. Finally, they gave him the sign of the new Messiah, the clenched, militant black power fist, which would be the inverse of Jesus. So it seems that this movie is a thinly veiled, violent Jesus tale that flips major elements of traditional myth. World-famous short summary, mixed-race couples have a hard time. If you enjoyed this week's show, please tell your friends, and if you really want to help, drop over to iTunes and give me a review. If you want to comment, recommend the movie, or just say hi, follow the links in the show notes to my site. Beware the Moors.